Okay team, today a quick tutorial. I'm going to show you how to refurbish and repair your Shimano Lucanus jigs. And to be honest, these would be my probably one of my favourite lures, the Sunset Lucanus. If you haven't got one or two of these in your bag or your kit, I would 150% recommending them one of these. I have caught so many big snapper on these in the old Rodney rod holder with it just hanging over the side of the boat, half a metre up off the bottom, metre up off the bottom, sitting there, the waves of the motion of the boat moving, and Rodney the rod holder does the damage. But when all else fails, I always pull out the Sunset Lucanus. And the paint work on these is unbelievable. Like, Shimano's done an outstanding job on these. So today team, I'm just going to show you how to repair them back to brand new. This guy here has got a bent hook and it's actually missing a hook. Just getting it out of a snapper jaw actually. So underneath on the bottom side there with the assist, if you actually push that assist cord up through the top, you'll see a solid ring at the bottom there. You need to pull that out, and that's the bottom. That's what's actually holding the assist in. So then all you need to do and take that off, then just slide your whole hook set out, which is a bit messy. These little hooks are lethal as well, so just be careful when you're doing this team. But that's it there. It's the old bent hook and it's all frayed up. Then you've got your solid ring and you've got your skirt in here too. So the skirts are actually quite affordable. They're about $3.50 for a replacement skirt. Inside here there is a real solid firm plasticky kind of ring. Now if you try and get this off, it's a logistical nightmare. The easiest thing is to get some boiling water or some hot water and dunk the lure in there. And what we're doing is just softening up that retainer plastic ring, you could call it. I found out the hard way that this takes ages until I talked to Sam at Shimano. He's like, nah, just heat it up, because I was trying to put it on with a set of pliers and it's a nightmare. Loosen up that ring with a bit of hot water, then you can just pop that off. Piece of cake. So that comes off, and then you're just sort of left with this little nubby sort of Lucanus. Right, next thing out of the package, like I said guys, these are $3.50 at Big Blue, or you can get these online at the Big Blue shop as well, Big Blue website. So that's a replacement skirt there. The same thing there team. What you're going to do is just dunk that in hot water, let that soften right up. You probably want to leave it in there for soften up for about a minute. While that's softening up team, now we've chopped the hooks off, what we're actually going to do. Right, so next what you're going to do is you're just going to hack off. A lot of these are actually glued on, and now there's eyeless hooks and non-eyeless hooks. So sometimes they're mixing up the hooks they use, or if you want to use different hooks off other lures, like I'll use bottom ship ones, or I'll just buy some different ones from the shop, or if you don't like the smaller hooks you can actually rig up. So what I'm going to do is actually show you how to re-rig or re-tie your assist and your assist hooks. So there's a tiny little replacement one. That's an actual original Lucanus hook, and it's got an eye on it. The other hook I'm going to use is a bigger hook, but it's an eyeless hook. You can see that flat pad there. So I'll show you how to tie it with an eyeless and a non-eyeless. That's soaking in there still, so we'll pull him out, and you sort of want to get the bottom of it. So you're just going to push that and force that over that little knob part that holds it on. Right, so there you go team, that's the new skirt put on. It's all ready to go. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie new assist hook setup. Now I'm using small Kevlar cord. This is Jigs Kevlar cord, and what you're going to want to do is cut a 24cm piece. So I'm just going to measure it out on the old measure school ruler, 24 centimeters. I'm just going to chop it there, and right, so the next thing with that Kevlar cord is I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to use the the hook with the eye on it, which is the little original Lucanus one. I'm just going to feed that cord through there. I'm going to come out about 3 centimeters, and then pretty much I'm going to do an over the hook uni knot. So I'm going to come back over, I'm going to loop around. I'll get rid of that hot water before I burn myself. So you're going to come through the hook, and you're going to come through about 3 centimeters, and then you're going to come around, basically make a little loop, and it's effectively like, make a little loop, it's effectively like a uni knot. So a loop above there, and then you're going to run through the tag in through that loop and around the shaft, and you're going to come around 3 times. I'm sorry if the video is not so great, guys. It's a pretty tiny little hook with giant sausage fingers, makes it a little bit of a nightmare. So you're going to come through 3 times, and then you're just going to pull that tight. You can slide it down. Just remember, these hooks are lethal too, guys, so try and be real careful with them. So you're going to pull that tight, then slide it back up towards the eye, and there you go. That's one hook done. And the next hook we're going to use is the eyeless hook. Right, we're going to do the same thing again. You're just going to hold that line over the top of the shaft there, and you're going to come down about 3 centimeters like so. Then you're just going to do a big loop around, then hold that tag in. You probably could come a bit further actually. Hold that tag in against the shaft, so you've got a loop like so. And then you're going to come around the shaft, through the hole, around the shaft, through the hole, and you're going to do that 3 times again, like so. And then you're going to slide that knot up like that, and you want to push it down and pull it before you bring it up. Then you're going to squeeze it against that top eye. Make sure it's nice and tight before you come up there, and that is tying it onto an eyeless hook. If you're not happy or comfortable with that, the thing I'd recommend doing, team, is I just use some tack glue. I just use a bit of tack glue, and I will just dabble a couple of drops on both of those hooks, and that just locks it in place as well. So basically that is how to tie those 2 hooks on. The next thing, effectively what we're going to do is we're just going to finish off rigging it up. So that there is a original Lucanus hook set, and we're just copying that. Right, the next thing is you need to line up the 2 hooks, so you're actually going to stagger them. Now these are 2 completely different size hooks. One's tiny and one's massive. So what I'll do is I'm going to run the tiny one at the top and the bigger one at the bottom. So you're just going to offset them effectively. And then you're going to come up near the top here, and what you're going to do is just do a half hitch knot at the top. So you come around, just going to do a half hitch knot, and you're going to want to have it about 1 centimeter away from the top there. So just a half hitch knot. Okay, and then that is your hook set. As you can see, they're both offset, so I've got the bigger hook at the bottom and the smaller. You can use, like I said, 2 bigger hook. It'll hang below the lure, and when the fish are biting the skirt, they're going to miss the hooks. Or if you use a UV trailer, like I've said in previous videos, that'll hold the hooks up in the current because those UV trailers float. So I use the UV trailers on the Lucanus as well. Okay, so next thing is nice and simple. What you're going to do is feed it through the back hole here of the Lucanus. There's a hole right there. You're going to feed that cord through, and the knot come through. You're going to get the solid ring there, and you're just going to fold that go through the hole, and I'm just trying to make this so you can see it nice and clear. You're going to fold that cord over that solid ring. You're just going to pull it nice and tight, and then your hooks at the other end, you're just going to pull them down, and then that hook, keep pulling those hooks, then that there, pull it down so the solid ring's on the inside there, and there you go. That is your replacement hooks, homemade jobby for the Lucanus. Okay team, that is how you replace or re-rig your Lucanus lures. You can use heavier braid if you want, but you might have to work out the measurement for 24 centimeters. 24 centimeters is the optimum for Jigs Kevlar cord, and that's the small or medium, the small Kevlar cord. Anything bigger than that, your knots might not go through the eyes of the hooks or actually go through the lure. And also remember, don't do it like I did and didn't heat up that solid ring. The longer you heat that, like a minute or so or longer, it'll soften it right up, and then you'll be able to push it over the top of that little lip there. Okay team, well, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and that's how you re-rig the legendary Shimano Lucanus. I hope that video is clear because it's a bit of a nightmare to film it. Okay, just a couple of dabs of tack glue on there. That's Jigs tack glue. So a couple of drops of that onto that eyeless hook, and then it'll just dry and set that hook in, so 100% no, it won't come off. Right guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I will see you on the next one.